your mic is okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. Yes, this is Maiyegun live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Share the podcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun is live.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Thank you so much. Yeah, share the broadcast. Invite them. Some of them don't they run mad already on Facebook. I have not even started. They are already running mad. Share. Invite them.
And yes, we like. Oh, Baba, they will rap. And yes, we like. DJ, Badi, yeah. And yes, we like. Presido Barufio. And yes, we like. Igoni Nambo, yeah. And yes, we like.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you once again. Good morning to you, and then good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. So it is Maiyegun again. Yeah, it is Maiyegun again. And as a platform that keeps you up to date with happenings in the political scenes in Nigeria, there's the latest that we'll talk about. At the same time, as the diary of keeping the good, the bad, the ugly of the activities of the rogues in charge of Nigeria, and at the same time on how you are affected by their acts, their doings, their undoings, and all of that is why we have a Maiyegun's Diary Politico. And tonight, I am about to tell you something you should, it won't really surprise many. But at the same time, for those who don't know the damages that is, we can use this medium to let you know that you are eating them too hard. Social media is, let's put it this way. Internet is the greatest invention of mankind, is on record though. Internet. Social media is the greatest and the strongest tool that the oppressed can use to speak with the loudest voice that the oppressors would hear and possibly go deaf, run and scamper for safety. When social media became threat to any government, it simply means their people have found the light. And this light, they would not want it to set you free. Now, they are about to ban social media. Social media, apart from the conventional media, the corrupt media in Nigeria, the media that has been muzzled down so much by the system that those who are already corrupt among them didn't find it difficult to operate under this kind of arrangement in a democracy. Well, thank God for social media. All over the world, free speech, social media is pretty much like the free speech. It gives voice to those that ordinarily would never have been heard by the system that controls not just your thoughts, exactly what you say, what you see, right from the cradle to your grave. That system that manipulates you from your cradle to your grave will never want you to have access to information that could possibly liberate your mind until the emergence of social media. And the only people who are so much threatened by this power of social media are no other people than the propagandists themselves. APC, Egbekegbe. We all remember the pre-2015, we remember 2015, and we also remember post-2015 until all the lies they told, including all the promises they made, until everything started falling apart and they couldn't keep them together anymore. Guess what their solution is? Let us ban social media. And they did a lot. First, they banned Twitter because Twitter became so powerful that for the first time, the young people in Nigeria were able to utilize the social media to organize, to mobilize, and to crowdfund every of their agitation that has shaken the foundation of Nigeria to the bottom of, to the core, put it that, shaken to the core. It is social media who had made it easier and possible to dispel the age-long, decade-long lies of the genocide they carried out in Biafra. Social media did that. It is also social media that educated the people enough to know that they can't be part of a system, a contraption that is put together not by their own making, their own contribution, by their own decision. Nothing, none of them was consulted. We were all fused together, forced together. Yorubas are now saying we want to leave. Where did you think the mobilization is going from? Where do you think all of this spreading of all these messages are easier for us today? Why? Because of social media. And today, you have the Yoruba nation agitators, mostly young people, who would not settle for less. And it is a matter of time as it is going. Very soon, it will envelope every other discussion that you might have been programmed to be listening to all this while. Social media. NSAS happened. Social media. Once they lie to you, once the government comes out there to lie to you, politicians lie to you, every of their deceit, their secrets, everything is in the social media. Now they are threatened. Unfortunately, the other one that really shook them is the fact that Nigerians all over the world now knows that their government is complicit, their government is colluded, and their government has colluded with the terrorists, right, who are killing Nigerians. And all of these are continually going to keep increasing the rage, the anger of the populace, the rage, the anger of the young people. And guess what? Social media. So if you don't know what they are about to take away from you, I am just telling you why they are scared. And wherever they tell you, do you know what? They still have to come to social media to lie to you. Nobody is watching their NTA. Nobody who has their own, full functional faculty is going to sit back and listen to their, to their bogus radio, to their bogus TV, or read their tainted, compromised media. You would rather go onto social media. On social media, young people are no longer afraid of the age-long lies, myth, and so many other things they told us that if not for social media, we would never know. Social media. Now, young people are not afraid of that your pastor. If your pastor comes with that is abracadabra, blah, 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 blah. Young people will tear them apart and tell them to speak the language they understand. Don't brag us, don't push us, don't bully us with any fun, any kind of anything. On social media, they call it the leveler. And that is the power that the young people are yet to actually put to use in Nigeria. And for these guys, they know better. And that is why they have decided, in fact, before I even get to that, with social media, you are watching me right now, uncensored. Which means it's a free speech, free world. You can see me from the comfort of your room, and then I can speak to you from the comfort of my room, my car, anywhere. Same message that are pretty much undoctored, uncensored. These are the messages that you would never be able to listen to on their own conventional media because they control that. In order for them to control the people, they control the source of information. And that was the first time they lost it. They've always controlled the medium of our information. Our parents will listen to radio, where everything that comes out of that black box are pure lies. Lies that make them believe that they actually had a country. When our parents turned on their television, those who could afford the television at the time, when they listened to anything at all, it was pretty much a propaganda of government or propaganda of their own opposition. Nothing really to enlighten them to see the world for what the world is, the world beyond the conclave, the contraption that these criminals have built. They own all the media houses. When you look at this one, they say, who owns it? Oh, a politician owns this. Oh, the biggest television station, who owns it? A politician in the ruling party. Oh, who owns this particular? Oh, it's controlled by this former, you know, all that. So therefore, they control the medium of what you listen to, what you read, and what you watch. Then social media happened to this generation. If this generation will have anything at all to be grateful for, it's going to be the fact that social media happened in our time. Many, you know, the reason why we are not winning right now is because we are still divided. You see, the moment we found that connection, whereby everyone who is up against the system in Nigeria today, yeah, once everybody managed to reach a connection, it is over for them. And guess what? You will never see all of that on their TV. You will never see all of that on their hear all of that on their radio. Social media will play it to you raw. How do you undo that if you don't control the source of information? The young people are mobilizing, right? It's pretty much like if you go on social media right now, the angry young Nigerians, they are tearing themselves apart. And they are like becoming the bully. You know, they've been bullied for so long, yeah? They've been bullied for so long. We have been bullied for so long. We went through the military. We went through the different system of government that was pretty much dictatorial, tyrannical. But somehow, the young people who have been subjected to follow, disinterested in their political process, the young people have now taken over the entire space now. Even the government paid agents, the other big wig paid agents, they are complaining of them being bullied by the young, angry people who are now calling themselves the obedient. Remember, it is also these same angry young people who have realized the fact that they might have subdued their parents. They will never be subdued by the same people who are pretty much not as big as they claim to be. And these angry young people said they don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. They want Biafra. Social media. And it is spreading that way. Now, people no longer listen to their conventional, their major media anymore in Nigeria. They just go straight or come straight here to the social media. The government doesn't control it. Initially, you remember when they banned Twitter? Layamo said if they fail to ban or control social media, one day, Nigeria is going to go up in smoke. That is what their information minister or misinformation minister said. Because the criticism, the exposure, the level of bomber to bomber, attack on the rogues who have been lying to the young people, the level of the attack on them on social media is so much that the government, those who are in government they became so scared. They decided to use the instrument of their power. So they banned Twitter in Nigeria. Young people in Nigeria, they were still using Twitter. They made laws. If you use Twitter, you are going to go to jail for 12 years. You are going to pay this. You are going to pay that. They defied them. People used what they call the VPN to access the same social media. So since 2020, that APC, Egbekegbe, have tried so much to hide what is going on in Nigeria from the rest of the world. Yeah? The young people have always been finding their way around it. So they came up with another one. Because you see this one now, it can't be like, say, the gang up is now against PDP, APC, Tifnumbu, Atifku, and the rest of them. Their proposal is that, you know what? We need to, listen, that's what they will do. They will write jargons and say they wanted to protect the interests of Nigeria. And for some of you who are really gullible enough to believe them, now I'll tell you what they're about to do to you. These people destroyed Nigeria. They destroyed the economy. They divided Nigeria beyond anything. They brutalized Nigerians. Yeah? I'm talking about the young people. They were massacred, slaughtered for asking the government to stop police brutality on them. And then they unleashed the military brutality on them, and they killed more than 400 of them were killed all over Nigeria in a space of 20 days. In a single day alone, they killed over 200 people, over 100 at Lekki, and all across Nigeria. Then they denied them in death. So these angry young people who have now put all of these rogues in one basket, as they say, oh, Peter Obi is their own savior. If anybody say anything that is different from Peter Obi, all these hungry young people, they will tear into you. And they are, if you now put them in real context, so to say, apart from the fact that they will tell you, Peter Obi is this or that, you will realize that they have the same traits, just like those of the Buhari idiots, right? And at the same time, with the articulated morons. An average Nigerian believe that is so convinced that when it comes to fixing Nigeria, they have the right solution. And I told you, they love their own thieves differently. Somebody came and he told me, said, Maiyegun, you need to be very careful about this, what you say about this Peter Obi, because that's what I'm saying. The same way people will be like, Maiyegun, you need to think about your future. You need to blah blah. I said, future thought is still low. So you know that kind of now people who are in that side, who have oppressed these young people for so long, they are now complaining that the young people are about to, because now this is not even like a social media, offline. These young people have formed an army of mobilizers, fundraisers all over the place, all over the country, including some of them from the northern Nigeria. And they don't want to get caught unaware. Like I told you that once this whole program starts, you begin to indeed see the people you are up against. So to start with, they quickly throw this out. So they want listen, they want Instagram, they want Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. What else do you have out there? All of those social media apps, right? They want them to come and open office in Nigeria. Do you get that now? They want them to come and open office in Nigeria, or else they will be banned in Nigeria. Another thing is that they want this social media to pay attention to some keywords. If you post anything about Nigeria, you can have your account completely disabled by these companies. Now, all these ideas are the Almajiri idea. You see, Almajiri idea that feels like you believe that you are in a democracy, but you have a dictators in charge, a dictatorial democracy, like I told you. Yeah? And we are doing all of this, and then, an idea that's like, oh, this newspaper, or this website, or this social media, Facebook, they have not been helping us to close the accounts of the IPOB Biafran campaigners, everybody campaigning for Yoruba Nation. Why have you not shut down their pages? So they can go to their office with soldiers and all of that, and they will take it over, that Gestapo style, So they released this statement. Let me see if I can find it. I'll try and read them out anyway, if I can. Let's see. According to them. So if you go out there and you are campaigning for Biafra, they will ask YouTube never, ever, ever to allow any, either YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, or all of them. So they will say, you must never allow Biafra to be posted on Facebook NG. You must never allow anybody to post about breaking up, all those stuff like that. Then for those of you who are like Peter Obi and the rest, this is also how to cop you down, The social media can limit your reach. Okay? And this is what these guys are wishing for, which is pretty much like impossible. Okay? Some of you will say that they will give them money, they are under pressure. Well, I am not going to rule all of that out completely, but that is not actually how it works, right? So if Facebook and Twitter, YouTube, and the rest of them, if they listen to this, which I believe that it's pure waste of their time anyway. So it's never going to really happen, by the way. But they have the chance of turning off your Twitter, turning off your Facebook, turning off your social media platforms in Nigeria, like they did with Twitter. Okay, so they have the chance of that. They have the technology to do that as a country. But you see, so if you come around and according to them, if you remember in 2020, or I think it was rather 2021, last year, when Laya Mohammed said he traveled down to America to go and meet with Twitter board. And then he came back to Nigeria and he told the Mugus, the Buhari idiots, that they are going to unban Twitter because Twitter agreed that they are coming to open a branch, a head office in Nigeria, so that they can pay tax in Nigeria and the rest of that. So Layamo is been it's up to a year now. So it's been over a year. Twitter is not coming, so they came up with this. But the main intention of doing this is this: they can see the rage and anger in a lot of people. Yoruba nation is everywhere. Not using their media, not using the Punch, not using any of their television in Nigeria, not paying anybody in Nigeria to help us talk about Yoruba nation. You know, activities on social media, mobilization here and there, offline. You see, you remember when they were calling the Biafrans? When they were calling the Biafrans social media country. How many of you remember that? Okay. So there was a time that the Buhari idiots, the one Nigerianist, they were calling the Biafrans online republic, online country. But the moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu touched down and they saw the reception, they saw the acceptance and the widespread of Biafra in Biafra land. You remember? What did they do? They quickly fast-forwarded their plan. We need to kill him. Remember the story? Many of you were so intimidated, so scared. When you saw the crowd, you were comparing them to, if nothing is done now, this IPOB is going to be this and that. You remember? That was the moment you realized that it wasn't online country. That in fact, if you make a mistake, despite all of this propaganda up and down, if you make a mistake and say the Biafrans should conduct a referendum, Nigeria is going to lose 100%. You can take that from me. I mean, you campaign and you tell them that, please stay with Nigeria. If you can take that risk, if they are online country, you conduct a referendum. They said that nobody won Yoruba Nation. They were mocking us, laughing, because they were waiting for Tifnumbu to be president. They were laughing, mocking. Hey, you are going nowhere. Then suddenly, they felt threatened. What did they do? They said on social media, you are all shouting the Yoruba Nation on social media, Yoruba Nation on social media. But your criminal leaders, they don't see it that way. They felt threatened when they saw the reception for Oloye Sunday Igboho in different parts of Yoruba land. That sent an intimidation. How did you know? They didn't show it on your TV, did they? They did not show Igboho and everybody's rally. They didn't show them on your TV in Nigeria, did they? Of course they didn't. But what made your own politicians and criminals reacted? What made them react? They reacted because they knew that, wow. So people actually believe this. People actually would do this. If we allow them to go on and on, so they would do this. What did they do? They sent killers after Igboho. You know the story. Social media. It is on this same social media that we got to know all of the killings in northern Nigeria, in the Middle Belt, in southern Kaduna. It is through this social media as well that we realize that your fraudulent government have no real plan to prosecute terrorists. Rather, they were just pardoning them. Social media. So all this bottled anger They are scared that if all this anger, all this energy are channeled into one thing, Nigeria will be gone before you will know it. But can they save it by shutting down the internet, shutting down the social media? They can't. They can only delay it, which is what they have been doing since 1966, delaying the eventual breakup of Nigeria, which they orchestrated. So social media is the best thing that happened to my generation. And before I go, before I die, before you die, I want you to please leave a mark using this medium to make sure that the trap that those before us fell into, the trap of deceit, it go better. The traps that many of us in this generation have been encouraged to fall into as well. If you use this social media rightly, you can humble your oppressor like it is going on now everywhere. So the plan now is to say, okay, if Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all these guys, if they don't listen to this, I just remember that now. I remember one time before the ban on Twitter. IPOB members were everywhere. Oh, it was like Third World War online. Even Katrina, the UK ambassador to Nigeria. I bet that if you mention, or let me put it this way, that time, even not up to now, I bet that once in a while, she will be like waking up from her own sleep, shouting, IPOB, IPOB, Kanu. They were everywhere. And Layamo released a statement and said, Twitter is supporting Biafra. How many of you remember that time? I don't know if many of you still remember that time. Okay, well, it's not that long ago. I'm talking about last year. Because according to the government of Nigeria, they said everything that IPOB, the Biafrans, are posting on Twitter, Twitter never sanctioned them. Which means Nigeria government had been in contact with Twitter before they finally screamed out in agony that Twitter should do something about IPOB. But maybe Twitter didn't respond. Go online and see that message there. They said Twitter is the one sponsoring IPOB, promoting Nnamdi Kanu. It was the same. Maybe some of you don't know. I just thought I should remind you what led to the first ban on Twitter with the desperation of these guys. So keep going. All we are doing on social media, everything exposing them. I'm not talking about don't incite violence anywhere. Don't encourage violence. Okay, I don't encourage that. But you see all this expose that we are doing, they don't have to like it. You are kneeling down on their necks. Seriously, PDP, APC, and the rest of all those rogues who support them, you are kneeling down on their neck. And I want you to continue to press. Don't stand up. How many of you remember that it was the IPOB, the Biafrans, who reported Buhari when Buhari tweeted and called the Biafrans dot in a circle? How many of you remember that? That was the reason why they said, you deleted the President Buhari's tweet and you leave all of the messages of IPOB, all these Biafrans on social media, everything they are saying. You, Jack, you left them. And you deleted Buhari because Buhari said they are dot in a circle. It's going to teach them the lesson that their parents didn't teach them. They ran mad straight away like, no, Twitter, no anymore in Nigeria. It was the IPOB who reported because Buhari threatened the Igbos with war, with blood. Yes, that's what happened. Within 2 hours, so when you see about 200,000 handles reporting you, who are you, President of Nigeria? You know, reach social media. Social media is a leveler. Social media is a leveler. Nobody gets set for here. That's why they will say on these streets, respect yourself. The young people own these streets. You've taken everything away from them. You can never come here and dominate and tell them how to live again. They reported the Were. And that was when they banned Twitter. That's it. Now today, even if Bokwari says, fellow Nigerians, if you see 20,000 comments, listen, if you see 20,000 comments, 19,892 of them are going to be curses. Ekpe, you know, go better for you. Buhari, you go, you know, ekpe. Just fellow Nigerians. So, on these streets where they lied to them in 2014, 2015, remember that it was these same young people who helped them sell the lies of 2014, 2015. Change. Now, many of these young people, they have been disappointed. They have turned them into what they never thought they would become ever. The system has now sort of become so hostile to them like that. If they see Buhari, they will say, oh, but if you see Buhari, all I'm saying, if I see Buhari, I go beat him. If you go worry, that's what they'll tell you. If I see Buhari, I go slap him. So it is same social media that is now going after Kolu. And you see, banning Twitter is not the idea of the Alumajiri. Alumajiri jihadists don't know anything about banning social media. What is that going to do? They have no idea. Do you know who told them to do it? They are the same Omuale le Yoruba, who found themselves in the politics of Nigeria, in APC, Egbekegbe, Tifnumbu, Isale Eko, Barack Obama, that is Fashola, the Minister of Darkness, Portals and Homelessness, and the rest of them. They were those who suggested, you know what? You remember when Liar Mo went to the National Assembly and he said, we are here to ask for your help because everything people are posting on social media can break up Nigeria. But we need help to regulate social media. We are thinking if you can make any law for us, any law that can just make, like switch. We can just switch it off, switch it on anytime we want. The internet. Can you do that for us? Because in Uganda, they've done it in Uganda. During election, young people were everywhere. Now social media be their power. They just shut them down. They did it in, Museveni, Uganda. They shut down the internet, shut down the social media, shut down everything. Because all of you get chance to the tweet. That's why they tell everybody waiting they go on, so that you can make other people get angry, group themselves, and stop something where they do for somewhere, right? Nigeria wants to do that. But I want to believe that Nigerians are pretty much, because they have the large numbers, right? They are pretty much tech savvy, savvier than the Ugandans, comparatively. So it's so big that Layamo was asking for a switch. National Assembly should give them a switch so that they can switch off the internet and switch it on. They don't care that today, in today's world, 99% of businesses are going online to meet their other potential customers beyond their local base and all of that. Today, these days and time, but you see these greedy, selfish criminals, they are scared that in the long run, if these young people should find a common ground, those who want Biafra, those who want Oduduwa, those who want a revolution now, those who want Peter Obi, those who want this and that, let's assume that they all find a common ground and they decided to deal with this system and break it apart. We are done for. Social media is the tool. That's why when they talk to you, they will tell you that social media is going to break up Nigeria. What they are telling you is, what they are not telling you, or what they are indirectly telling you is that social media is going to help you understand why Nigeria was never won. Okay? All the lies they told you, all the ones they are telling you, social media, internet, in the long run, is going to open your eyes. If it doesn't open your own eyes, or the eyes of your own parents, and the people you claim to be out of offline, as you claim, they are offline. They know they vote on Twitter. They know they vote on Facebook. Now, they know they vote on Twitter. They know they vote on Facebook. The people the angry youth on Twitter, on Facebook, you are now seeing them all over the place that they want to actually vote now. Then you are sending thugs against them. How do you think they generate that mobilization? Social media. So what they are telling you is that the way this whole thing is going, social media is going to eventually, that if social media and the internet should open the eyes of just 50%, just 30% of the young people in Nigeria, 30%, they are done for. Now, you see, they can't see anything, any small thing now. People will just be like, "I lie." Sometimes when you are lying to them, if you are talking right now, young people, they have gone on the internet. They will go and search for what you just said. They will check. They will say, "Baba, na lie you are talking about, you are lying, sir." Say, sir. Say, yes, you. Sir, when you were talking earlier, you said something about this, and that. Well, I checked that online, but that's not true, sir. Now, from there, where you sit down, you go to say, maybe that's the new version. So you can't trick them, except for those who are falling for the crumbs from these dying octogenarians, these failed criminals who continue to promise the young people that they will give you the future that they failed to build until you are matured enough to know that that future is not there. But they are telling you, don't worry, we have it all covered. We'll give you another future again. So these young people who are collecting their money to lie to the other young people, right? Gradually, with internet and social media, all of them are going to be overwhelmed by the real people that have seen the light, and they are going to be up against the system. Seriously. So the thing you have here is that they are now saying that before the election, they are bogus, whatever they are planning, and so many other things they are hiding from the rest of the world. They want to hide from the rest of the world. So you can wake up one morning and then they will say Facebook is gone in Nigeria. Yeah, that's part of what you are going to have to deal with. So if they make you think social media is not powerful, why are they desperate to control it? Because we don't want it to cause any war. We don't want it to cause anything in Nigeria. That is the lie you are telling yourself. China social media invited Fulani terrorists into Nigeria. Social media. Is this social media that invited and encouraged Boko Haram to come to Nigeria? Also, is it social media that advised your government to, rather than prosecute and kill the terrorists who are killing you, kidnapping you here and there? Is this social media that advised them to, rather than prosecute them, they decided to open Operation Safe Corridor for them, so that if they repent, they can go back to the society, the same society that they have depleted? Is this social media that encouraged that? They are lying to you. And you are lying to yourself if you believe that too. Social media is a threat to what they have on you as Nigerians. And you are going to know better too. Soon. With social media, the Yoruba nation mobilized, campaigned, they even secured over 5 million signatures of Yorubas who don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. Social media. When these obedient Peter Obi people, when they started, I remember everything just they look like say now a long time ago. When this obedient started, many of you were laughing at them. Laughing at them because you felt like their Peter Obi is not going anywhere, which is the convictions many of you have till today. You said it was online, social media. And I told you, I said, well, I have now seen a sort of a revolution that you witnessed that was supposed to be witnessed in 2020, but aborted or sort of a cut short. That same thing is entering these young people. They've politicized it, and they are now ready to weaponize their anger against their own oppressors, which is something me I like. the same way the people who don't want to be part of Nigeria have also managed to weaponize their own anger against the system to demand for what you were laughing at them. The bigger one that came now is this. As much as many of us are telling them that don't get any PVC that you know is going to be encouraged to be used for the same PDP APC. Now, the last 1 week alone is now changing that narrative, because it's either they don't listen to anybody and they will do what they will do, which is pretty much what is going on. You can now see the young people offline now grouping that they want to go after the people who have been after their lives. And you still don't think the power of that social media is in the horde is against them. And the only reason why it is still pretty much looking like it is not all coordinated yet is because of our division. But with time, event will push everybody to the same one. You know why me I like it? When I saw through the genuinity and the determination of the IPOB more than 7 years ago. Yes. I said, you see what the IPOB Nnamdi Kanu was demanding for and pushing for before that Biafra. If you look inward very well, every ethnic nationality in Nigeria should be demanding for same thing if all of us are thinking. Then they went for them. We needed to crush them. Some of you didn't see through. What they were trying to crush was an ideology that has become so alive. And those who have lived in denial for so many decades, they still couldn't see through it. You can kill them and kill the flesh and all of that, but you can't kill the idea, because what pushed them to demand for Biafra is still there, and it's a matter of time the rest of Nigeria, including that same Arewa, they will be demanding for the breakup of Nigeria. You didn't believe them, or you probably didn't understand me then. You see what I'm saying in this? You see, every time you come crashing on them and say, we'll crush them, rather than reduce them, they continue to grow more and more in strength. You know what I mean? The moment they attacked Oloye Sunday Igboho, instead of the agitation or demand of the young and old Yorubas for self-determination, Yoruba nation, instead of it to die down, it has continued to grow and grow and grow, because people are beginning to even dig further to know why would they want, why are they attacking them? So we now have the people from the Middle Belt, we have the Yorubas, we have the Igbos, the Biafrans. Now you now have the revolution now, which is a mixed match of all of the tribes and everyone from everywhere. Yeah. Now you have something bigger now that they put together politically behind Peter Obi. So they came for the Oduduans, they came for the Biafrans, they came for Showore, the revolution now. They went for the Shiites. Now with this anger, all the angers from every angle, today you can smell and sense the rage in the eyes of all of, you can see the rage in the eyes of all these young people who have suffered all this trauma from this criminal government and politicians for over time. You can see all of that bottled together behind Peter Obi. So if the system now comes and crush you at that time, okay, let's see if that would be fair enough to unite all of us to say, you see, you can't help Nigeria. The right thing to do right now is that now, revolution, now. So somebody like me would love to see how much you push back when the system comes for you. I am not against you. Anybody that is against the rotten system in Nigeria is my friend. Even if you don't like me, you will be my friend. The only thing you why is that through your struggle, I can tell the same rage that you find in the minds, in the eyes, that you will see in the eyes of a Biafran who has tasted the horrible experience of Nigeria, who has experienced the worst of Nigeria and said, I have had enough. I don't want to be part of this anymore. Yeah. So I mean, then the same thing with the Yoruba nation, my own brethren, my own brothers and sisters as well, who have also felt that. So all of the things that prompted them and pushed them to say, we don't want election, we want Biafra, we want referendum. We don't want election, we want Yoruba nation, we want a referendum. I can see many of that in you that is making you say you want Peter Obi. It is the same system. When it comes crashing, we'll probably find a common ground. That's why you won't be my own enemy. And that's why I told somebody who told me, like I said earlier, Maiyegun, you need to be very careful about this because I be really laying it. Be careful. People know they tell me to be careful. You don't tell Maiyegun to be careful. I am not careful of those whatever I say because I know I'm responsible for whatever I say. I had to deal with see on this street for more than 7 years now. I have to deal with the cretins, these Oceans, these APC Oceans, PDP rogues, and so on and so forth on these streets. Many of them have pointed fingers at me and the rest. I gave them names just to make them feel like I don't like them. They don't like me, but I don't hate anybody. So don't come here with your idiot whatever and then say, Maiyegun, you need to be very careful because of this. I be really laying. Sure, you get me now. So the point here is that on Maiyegun's diary Politico, we know that they're careful where we want talk. If we say anything where you know like reacts, just come. Or sometimes pick up the phone and call in if they burn you well. I do say that all the time. I mean, randomly I pick up the call. So you can call in and say, Maiyegun, be careful of obedience. Shami. So don't tell Maiyegun to be careful of anybody because I won't. I don't. I'm carefree when I talk about these people and then what I know about them as well. Okay. But the point here is this. You all have something. We all have something in common. Honestly, we do. If you ask a Yoruba man, he will tell you to say, listen to this. I am tired of this system that says we the people. And you know, it was Abdul Salami Abubakar who put together this charade called Constitution, this bogus, fraudulent book called Constitution. So if I've come to that time and I say, nothing you try to do on this bogus book is ever going to make any sense or materialize in any way, that is me. But you want to go and give it an effort and say, well, we can't just fold our hands. We say, okay, good luck to that. Do you get what I mean? Good luck to that. Because at the end of the day, you figure it out that what is pushing you to do what you are doing is because you know that Nigeria is not united. Nigeria is so divided. Nigeria is so poorly managed. Nigeria has been looted beyond anything you can imagine. Nigeria has the worst set of criminals in charge of your affair. Nigeria has no real system. And in other words, Nigerians are not part of Nigeria. And that's a serious abstract from what a nation should be in all truest sense of it. So something is telling you that there's so much injustice, there's so much unfairness, there's so much impunity, there's so much this and that, and you want something different because you are tired of the current one, and you choose what you choose. Some said, no, I'm not going to choose something that is going to still be operated upon, still going to be, built upon a fraudulent foundation. So I'm not going to waste my time. So, but if you look very well, you realize that you have a lot in common. That is why I call you my friends. If you can put the system down, as you have been telling yourselves, great. I called Peter Obi a capitalist in a socialist political party. It didn't make any sense to some of you. And I think I remember that's why that person said I should be careful of what I say about Peter Obi being a capitalist, blah, 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 blah. Capitalists are not friends of workers. Labour Party is the party of workers, Abi. But you are all in your bubbles right now. Leave it, enjoy it. And guess what? We will be praying for you as usual. But it will never, ever, ever change the fact that Many of you are not seeing, you are not looking, you are not even paying attention. Your emotion is running riot and the rest of that. But by the time the whole thing comes down, yeah, you are likely either going to have to come to that reality, or you are going to be so triggered. And that's something I'm waiting for. Do you think the young people cannot defeat these people? I believe you can do anything. I mean, when I look at the passion of those I have met who want an independent Yoruba nation, I spoke to so many of them. Those who have come out and publicly, and they spoke passionately about why they wanted it. And I feel like I see it in your eyes. Yes, I can see it in your eyes that yes, it is possible. Because if you believe it, if you work for it, it is going to happen. No matter how long it takes, it will happen soon. I have met with Biafrans. Indeed, I have met with many of them who have spoken so passionately of what they wanted to see in Biafra land. I've seen passion. And I keep encouraging, I tell people, I said that if you believe it, it is possible. So I would dare not underrate the young people who decide to change their own destiny or change their own situation for something better. I would dare not never underrate you. What I'm trying to say is that in your own confused mind, settled and all of that, and that bubble, you are not paying attention, and you are going to get served whatever is going to be given to you. But in the long run, if you pull it off, it will just change the direction of what this whole thing is going to be like. I believe it is never going to end anything at all, other than just a change of guard, change of direction, make it look like you have somewhere else you want to go where you have nowhere to go. Indeed. But as a Yoruba man who have other Yorubas who are also out there who are tired of this particular Nigeria, yeah, many of you probably don't know what you are capable of doing as well. But I want to say this to you. Yoruba land, which is ours, yeah, is part of a contraption called Nigeria, which makes us the sharer in the misery that has befallen Nigeria. Many of us who believe that, election is good. You can have election and all of that. But in the situation we have found ourselves, it is not election next. It is not election now. But some of you who believe that it should be, sometimes, as I've told people before, what will make this worthwhile is when many of you have a real taste, because it seems that this is the first time that many of you are actually going to be part of something that is being projected to go against a system that you used to know, making you believe that you can start a new one, right? So maybe that disappointment from there is eventually going to make you see that saving Nigeria is not your job. Helping or joining anybody to say we need to save our country from this, and that, it's not your job. If you have anywhere to save, you should save your own country, which is Yoruba land. A lot has gone so wrong for us being part of that contraption that those who are in charge, they would never, ever even want to discuss it. Part of them is the famous restructuring this and that, restructuring that. If you ever join them, if you are watching me right now as a young person from Yoruba land, which many of you have joined already, some of you have already gone there to go and register for your PVC, you want to vote for Peter Obi, this and that, good luck with that. But I want you to understand something. Joining them to be pro-one Nigeria is to be pro-poverty, is to be pro-backwardness, is to be pro-underdevelopment, and election can never fix that. You see, everything that is wrong with Nigeria as we speak today, including what Yorubas are sharing from that, yeah, They are all man-made, and they are structural. So structural in the sense that we are never part of an arrangement or agreement that set up this democracy in the first place. That's taken a lot away from us. So you as a young person, when you join them and you go here and there for them to promote this one Nigeria, what you are promoting is pretty much the same of the same that says you have to continue to rob, where they have to continue to rob Peter to pay Paul. Ask them, what is Peter Obi's plan, especially on the issue of restructuring. Put it that way. I know they will tell you to ignore that. They told your own parents in 1966 that a one united Nigeria was better than a regional system of government, the one that allowed us to invest in our own education, invest in agriculture, invest in infrastructure in Yoruba land. We were able to do things that they were referring today as the legacies of Awolowo. Now today, since that one Nigeria, this miserable one Nigeria, they forced us all to be part of, right? We have been less industrialized. We have no electricity, not because electricity is going to be the 11th wonder of the world to be discovered by anybody soon. It's there, but Nigeria will not let you have that. Peter Obi himself knows that no matter what they push forward, power is a game of interest. And as Nigeria exists, yeah, the interest of the gatekeepers, the owners of Nigeria, the people who actually control the levels of power, who don't care if the country goes up, the country goes up in flames, right? Peter Obi himself knows this. There's something called concession. Concession is always going to be for those from the northern Nigeria, whether they are in power or they are not in power. They are never going to be out of power. That's how Nigeria is structured. And with that, to satisfy them, you would have to live with whatever they give to you in the name of one Nigeria. Peter Obi will never tell you that he's going to join a conversation whereby he's told you that he's going to do from a consumption to production. Some of you have also agreed, I love this, I love that. I love hearing that too. But when you look at the structural existence of Nigeria, to achieve what he's saying, it simply means that every region should go and produce what they are going to eat, produce what they are going to consume. There will be no sharing this and that. All of this is telling you he has no power to change them. So when you join them to say, let us kick these people, kick that out, are you asking the question that where is the interest of the Yoruba people? Or you are jumping up and down and joining them to say you are one Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a detribalized Nigerian. I'm a Yoruba man. And I am you are just so ignorant. But you will know later with time. Nigeria is unreal. Everything they tell you that you are going to everything you've read or everything they're going to tell you in this bogus charade they're going to do, right, is going to be a complete opposite to the reality. You know the reality. But again, as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba young man and woman, you see, as they are showing you Peter Obi, this and that right now, you should at the same time remember the fact that Nigeria was never a one country when it got our independence at the time. Well, when she got our independence at the time, right? So the one Nigeria madness has brought us nothing but misery. So as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba woman, you should have it at the back of your mind that except Yoruba stands on our own and do our own affair, even if we still want to be part of, even if we're still going to remain part of Nigeria for another decade under this arrangement, yeah, any arrangement that says they will take from you to feed others, or they will rob you to pay this, and then they will turn you to this beggar and tell you that we just need to go from consumption to production, and we do this, we do blah, 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 blah of a thing, you are signing off. Just like your own parents signed off on their own future. Nigeria is not for you. Anything that says we are brothers, we are sisters, on the based on the sharing of what is available to share every month, that thing is unreal. And they're not born Peter Obi well. They're not born any of them well. Even Tifnumbu, they became popular because of what do you call it? Because of Nadeko. because of Afenifere, because of restructuring they were championing then, even Tifnumbu, that is now the candidate of APC, Egbekegbe, they're not born and well to put restructuring in his own campaign. They're not born and well to explain how he's going to end, how he's going to clamp down on the terrorists that are enveloping everywhere in Nigeria. They're not born and well. They have to guide of all they have to put down, because Nigeria unity, they say, is non-negotiable. Should not unity be this? So I'm talking to you as a Yoruba young man and woman. You are never going to get that good education. You are never education system. You are never going to get that good medical, healthcare system. You are never going to get that good infrastructural development in Yoruba land. You are never, ever, ever going to actually be self-sufficient on food and others. You will never have electricity ever, as long as you join anything, any agenda that says we are going to keep Nigeria this, we are going to keep Nigeria that. It is keeping Nigeria this or that is to keep your misery alive and living. And it is not in your interest. You can do something different. And this can actually touch and change a lot of things in your life as a young person. Politically, you are meant to be so kind of aware. Be politically aware, and you can make some serious political decisions, even if you don't belong to any political party, which you don't have to. Politics is our everyday life. I've told people, politics affect our lives, every bit of our life, from every day of our life as well. So if you are very, very, if you are somebody who don't like politics, you are probably going to end up as those they call the pawns in their chess table. People that they push about, people who are just the numbers, the statistics. So therefore, you have to pay proper attention this time. Your interests as a people, right, before coming to be part of this frauduria, this Nigeria, which was eventually eroded or taken away from us anyway. Your interest is Yoruba first, and there's nothing wrong in that, okay? We used to handle our own affairs. I'm saying this to you now because you are not going to hear this from anywhere else. You're not going to even read it in any book. They're going to tell you about one Nigeria that doesn't exist, a unity that, and if you are not divided, what are they talking about? A unity. If they have not divided us, what are they talking about? Unity. You have no idea when they tell you that a project is to fix Nigeria and make Nigeria one, and that it is just an extension of your misery and suffering. So in the next coming weeks, like I said before, we would probably make many of you understand what you are jumping into. It's good that some of you are rejecting APC, PDP. I remember on this platform, I said it many times. I said that I'm looking for a day that the young people in Nigeria will stop having to debate PDP, APC, if they are the good ones or bad ones, as they have always been limited you to these two. I said, when Omoyele Sowore came into the picture, I said, that's a good thing. Young people can no longer give an excuse that because they had no other option, that is why they had to stick to PDP, APC. I said that on this platform. That's why I gave Sowore the maximum support we can give to him, and say, you can make him an alternative, and say, instead of talking about PDP, APC, that's someone there that is not of their own block. And then we had the Oduduwans and we have the Biafrans, all on Maiyegun's diary Politico. So when this Peter Obi movement came in, it's a movement, it's a big thing. Oh, I'm not going to deny it. It is a big thing. And there seems to be those who have the capacity to actually take on this hegemony seriously. It's just that I would love to see them do that if they understood very well the people they are dealing with. But they are those who have the capacity. The movement who has the capacity to say, we don't want PDP, we don't want APC. That is something, that's a starter. And that's why I like them, at least. And that's why I want you to like them and respect them too. You don't have to agree with them, okay? Many of us are never going to be part of their election anyway. But you need to respect something. They are creating a new conversation, a pretty much one that can make PDP, APC have their equal match, and the people who are there fighting with them to say they want to fix Nigeria. So now The PDP APC are now complaining of a bullying. They said that Peter Obi people are bullying them on social media, and therefore they will ban social media. May everybody go on the streets so that the likes of Soluero and the rest of them who can easily match you for maybe gun for gun or whatever, I don't know. You get what I mean? So these young people have managed to create a conversation beyond PDP APC. Today, the hierarchies in PDP, APC, they are telling these young people that they are wasting their time, just like some of us are telling them that they are wasting their time. Do you know what they say back when you meet them? The Peter Obi people, they will tell you they are happy to waste their vote on him. They are happy to waste anything on. They are not even voting for him to win if that is your own. But they just want to make sure that they manage to say to reject PDP, APC in their own way and satisfy their conscience. So they will tell you straight away, we are not interested in this. We want him to win, they say, but let us waste our vote on him. Let's waste our PVC on. So that conversation is good. Wait now. Somebody is talking about voter suppression. And I mean, INEC will do all of that one. We all know their technique. We all know their this. And the young people said they will bridge that. So I want to encourage them. Yeah, go on, do it. Let's see. So the system is shaking. We have the Oduduwans organizing here and there, home and abroad, everywhere, asking for Yoruba nation. Even Tifnumbu had to threaten APC with Yoruba nation, Orile-Ede Yoruba. For the criminals in his own rogue jihadist party. To finally line up and say, well, you know what? We'll leave her, because if this guy no get her more, the Yoruba nation people will get more people that will believe in them more now. So it's better you let him have it and then take whatever you want to take now. Okay? Abinobiso, Yoruba nation. Social media. The Biafrans have been there. They have been they have been the bone. You know, this kind of bone they will tie in the neck of a dog. The dog, dog love bones. The Biafrans are like that bones that they tie to the neck of a dog. The dog cannot eat it until the dog is about to be tearing itself apart now, trying to get the bone. Social media. The Peter Obi people they are now being called the bullies, bullying the people that are oppressors. So imagine PDP, APC complain that they are being bullied by these guys. So last is this to show that the system is it's a matter of time. Okay? I know that, yes, this old warlord, they have a way of getting away with a lot, especially using their own system to escape from any hammer at all. Museveni in Uganda, this guy has been in power for over 35 years, and he's still contesting for election. And the person that ran against him the last election, Bobby Wine, that guy was probably about 1 year old when Museveni became president of Uganda. But guess what? Museveni is still there. When he realized that young people are using social media to mobilize, to organize, after using voter suppression, using every other means, using intimidation, threat, and all of that to run many of them out of town, the young people are still not giving up. He shut down the entire internet for 2 days. On the day election, the day before election, the day of election, then he opened it up 2 days after that. For like 4 days, they shut it down. And they declared him the winner. Immediately they declared him the winner. He sent his soldiers and everybody straight to the party secretariat of his own opponent, the top one, Bobby Wine. The guy scored almost, like, for real. The guy would have beat him through social media stuff, right? They went there, they arrested him, arrested everybody, shot and killed everybody that could stage a protest and everything. And in Uganda today, Museveni is still their president. Even to some Ugandans, they will say, oh, he's an illegitimate president. But guess what? For the Ugandans who have known the same Museveni for 35 years, 37 years of their lives, Museveni is the best. Look at this young boy. What does he know? Like, the guy, Bobby Wine, is like the same age, like Omoyele Sowore, but he pull ground a lot. So I want to see young people do that, because there is a lot. And guess what? Make I tell you something that I can perceive, is the fact that there is a lot of people right? Who have been with us campaigning for Yoruba Nation, this and that. So many of them, because of this P2B, and all of that stuff, some of them don't go join Jagaban. Oh. And a lot of things are going to be mixed up here and there. But you see, if you have a force that can make them shit in their pants, all of us who are doing everything right here, I mean, it's just going to be a matter of time before everything caves in. So if they are now so threatened enough that they feel like, you know what, we're going to have to shut everything down. They may not shut you down for another 6 months. They may not shut you down for another 8 months. But when they know that it is very, very crucial, so that the rest of the world will not know what they are doing to you, when they will be clamping down on you, they will begin to shut them one by one. But the first effort right now is to make sure that all the popular platforms that are going to be up and against the entire system, they will shut some of you down before December. And then maybe all of you should begin to open your extra pages now, or at the same time, begin to get yourself ready enough to mount a stronger pressure on this platform. But you have been warned, as we have been told. Again, many of us are probably going to resort into this satellite radio, where we're going to pass our message eventually. But they can't win. It is just a sign that a lot is going on and it is eating them. And if they are proposing to say they want to control the social media, remember, this is not the first time. The first time they pretended that they wanted to protect the social media was to prevent you from talking about the Fulani atrocities, the Fulani terrorists. They wrote all the media houses in Nigeria never to report anything about Fulani terrorists in Nigeria anymore. They said they shouldn't be reporting all the kidnappings and all that on their radios. If any journalist should, by any means, speak about the atrocities of the Fulani terrorists on their radio or TV, their TV station or radio station is going to be sanctioned. The journalists could be arrested or fined or both. Do you get that now? So they sent that circular to protect the information from leaking out to the people, but people still get all the information because even the terrorists have their own YouTube channel. The terrorists have the Boko Haram, swap, all of them, they have their Facebook channels, and they have their followers and listeners too. And guess what? Every time they commit, for example, if the terrorist kills somebody because she insulted Prophet Muhammad, they will post it on social media, and you see other fellow terrorists there shouting Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, your reward is here and there. So we see all of that every now and then, don't we? So if they now feel like everybody who is not interested in this contraption is going to be considered as an enemy, this is the move. And you as a young person, I am saying this, that please, you can save us from all this wahala. Election is not going to fix it. Election is going to make you serve into their hands. Election is going to make you validate all the nonsense. Election is going to make you feel like you should try it again. And every 4 years, you continue to try it again until you are done and you won't be able to anymore. Then what will be the next thing? You turn to prayer. You turn to prayer warriors. Start praying to God to what? To possibly come to your aid and all that. You can save us all of that. Okay? I know you want P2B, you want this, you want that. But let me be honest with you. If nothing is done about that fraudulent constitution, right? You are wasting your time. Somebody said that before anything can be done about a constitution, that you need to send people into the National Assembly. You need to go and join politics. That is absolute bollock, absolute nonsense. Okay, the people of Chile recently, they had to stage, a serious national, national protest. They call it a national sit-out, when they said that the rogue criminal politicians in their country are taking a piece, and they were deriving that power from that fraudulent constitution. They demanded an end to that constitution. They had elected officials, they had president, they had all of them. You know what they did? They shut down the entire place, and they demanded that the people's constitution should be put up, the ones that will address all the differences, that will address all their yearnings and what really concerns them, not what concerns the politicians. Listen, it's out there. This is recent. It's not like old story. This is recent, 2022. Go out there and read about that. You young people can actually, then when you are able to put a system that is at least independent enough, freer enough, then you can go ahead and choose, how we want to be governed from every part based on the new agreement that everybody agreed to. But in Nigeria, as it is today, you are not given that chance. You are being told right, to elect a good leader, elect a good this and that. You can't. Electing good leader is not going to fix Nigeria. Electing the best people into your government is not going to fix Nigeria. If their mindset is to keep Nigeria one, listen to me, keeping Nigeria one is a sin against humanity. And as they say commonly now, dividing Nigeria to breaking up Nigeria to save life is a task that must be done. I'm talking to you as a young person. They have told you election is the solution. But if your mindset is not pretty much about what you or why you wanted that that election, and then you are not paying attention deeply to how did you even get here? How did you become part of those who are now championing for the best man for the job, the best this that for the job? Nobody can fix Nigeria under this arrangement. Anyone who intends to, let them tell you what the process is going to be. And if any of the process has nothing to do with a regional system whereby everybody can stay on their own, trust me, they just want to take it for another ride. If you don't agree to a system that allows you, people of, the country of, put it this way, a country of over 250 nations forced together and fused together without their consent, and they are supposed to have been ruling themselves for over 60 years, 62 years. It's going to be 62 years in the next 4 months, I would say. 62 years, and they had no chance, not for once, not for twice, to sit together and say, you know what, now wait, we're fused together, we're forced together. Now, you know what, let's decide if we really want to be together or not, under what terms and conditions. Nobody had the audacity or the effrontery or the courage to do that. This generation will force them to do that. You will be part of that. Maybe your own disappointment is what will make you actually do this, or maybe something else. Nigeria happens to us all the time. I just don't know when it's going to happen to you. And believe me, Nigeria happens to you every day. You have just been managing and finding a way to cope, finding a way around it. When the real ones hit you, and it's going to hit you soon, you are going to scream. Then you're going to realize that Nigeria is not for you. You are not among those who are destined to fix Nigeria. Those before you couldn't. Not because they didn't try. They got swallowed by the system. If you make an attempt, it's either you are not telling the truth, or you are just starkly ignorant, so to say. Whichever of them, I can tell you this, it is never in your interest. In the long run, don't be a dodo that they are going to have to shop in the political space. Join those who can make a difference, that can say, listen, you can have an election, of course. Me, I like elections. I just don't like a fraudulent election that is rigged before it even started at all. And I don't want to be so stupid enough to pretend that I'm not saying it or believing that I could turn the hand of the clock. The system is not going to defeat itself. And the system is not going to give you the tool to defeat it. And if you don't know that yet, well, maybe that put two questions to how many things you really do know. Again, it's a game of waiting, Abi. I'll see you some other time. This is where I'm going to draw the curtains. I am thinking of taking calls, but I won't. So I'm going to see you some other time, okay? Thanks so much for spending your time with me tonight. If this is your first time, don't leave without liking that video. Like it, share it. And the next time you see me, you probably will be talking to me too. So thank you very much, everyone. And good night from here.
Súnrakì Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́ Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì Maiyegun ti dé. Kíkó nìna kówó jẹ ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò
Maiyegun ti dé.
òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.